Today, someone lit the hay while everyone's chained, except the little girl. Smoke's getting thicker. Breathing is becoming a challenge, and the mother, holding her daughter's face, urgently says, "Run. If you live, make sure to avenge me." She ran out, wearing her sadness like a cape, but was stopped by the one and only Greystone. "Looks like Wednesday is up," she said to the imaginary woman. "You must be my Goody Adams, my ancestor from 400 years. Suddenly, strange noises came from outside. Hearing through bars, she exclaimed, "Wow, it's Rowan's attacker." This time, the monster didn't attack her like it was saying, "Not today, I only eat humans today." She found track shifted from monster to human. So, the monster is one of us. Wednesday was never afraid until she saw Greystone's eyes and realized the burden of family vengeance fell on her shoulders. Greystone became a local legend, commemorated by a statue. Passing by, Wednesday decided time to make mischief. While she played her cello quietly, her headless companion secretly plotted revenge, planning a big bang. Boom! The explosion turned the statue into a fiery piece of art. It's officially time to vibe with the music. Everyone at the scene fled in panic except Wednesday, who continued playing her cello with a blank expression. The principal suddenly realized this is definitely Wednesday's doing. The principal was furious, flooded with anonymous letters, but IO 3/4 why cute. Wednesday's piracy plan went unchecked. Late at night, the homeless man returned, spent his savings on a camera, only to be stalked by a mysterious killer. Luckily, his camera captured some crucial moments. By the time the police arrived, he was basically a photographer. The sheriff checked the dim photo room, found a terrifying monster perfectly captured, thinking, now that's modern art. The sheriff thought monsters only lived at school, but they are lurking everywhere. The least trusted monsters are usually the most monsters lurking in the shadows strike without warning. What an unexpected crisis. Holy cow. The homeless man was attacked by a monster, and the body looked downright bizarre. A headless body slips into the morgue and pulls off a jaw-dropping with impressive finesse. He helped Wednesday open the roller door, ready for a little body examination. On her 13th birthday, her uncle gifted her a perfect present, igniting her passion for dissection. After finding the homeless man's body, she began her fantastic recording, but strangely, his left foot had vanished. Meanwhile, the headless body was photocopying when it heard a car. Despite having no eyes, it stealthily signaled alerts. Wednesday quickly hid as the coroner opened the fridge, discovering something strange about the homeless man's body. He had cut off 2 toes from the homeless man's left foot with what seemed like a surgical tool. The sheriff was baffled. He planned to have the coroner wait for the report before leaking it to the media. Smart move. However, before he left, the coroner noticed something odd. A storage cabinet door was ajar, and he decided to investigate the body story. He gently touched the body, realizing it had been dead for a while, thinking, "I'll dissect it tomorrow." Unfortunately, since the storage cabinet could only be opened from the outside, Wednesday was locked inside. Talk about a dramatic twist. Back at the dorm, Junshi lined up the victim's data into a chart, only to surprise its roommate with a bug. Oddly enough, all the victim's body parts had been removed, making this dude feel like a seasoned serial killer. The roommate fainted in shock while in plant class, and our buddy took a nasty scratch on his neck. Little buddy claimed the scratches were from construction gear, clearly lying. Wednesday began to eye him suspiciously. As the famous writer said, 1 coincidence is chance, 2 a clue, 3 see evidence. He followed his buddy to a secret lair, and what he saw set his blood on fire in excitement. The monster's portrait was perfectly displayed. He slyly hid 2 papers in his jacket sneaky. He rushed to the police station, placed the image on the table, and said to the sheriff, the artist could very well be the killer. The sheriff pulled out sharp photos for comparison and ice, but sharing with a high schooler. Not good unless stronger evidence is found. Little buddy, sensitive to murder cases, suggested moving the date to his corner. Little buddy, out in the wild, when he saw Wednesday's pic, felt an odd sense of familiarity. He quickly led Wednesday to a cave filled with animal bones, hinting that something was definitely brewing. Surprisingly, a monster claw was wedged in the wall scratch, sparking an epiphany for Wednesday. There was a lead. She found a blood-stained item in the trash bin, and she was so excited, she almost jumped for joy. As she found the evidence, little buddy barged in, surprised, so Wednesday went straight to the point. He claimed the monster had shown up in his dreams repeatedly, so he drew it, which resulted in him scratching himself. Wednesday didn't entirely believe it, wondering what kind of dream can feel so real. She decided to check his alibi by taking the claw and the blood-stained item to the station. The sheriff, like a sidekick, dialed for a DNA test, staring at the clue now just waiting for results. Wednesday and little Buddy planned to stick out early, only to stumble upon an academy dance party. To spark romance between Wednesday and Tyler, the headless Buddy crafted an invite and placed it at Tyler's calf.